Hi everyone, today we are looking at a question like this. Now this really requires you to visualize it. Now as you can see over here, okay, there's some errors with the printing, okay? So I want you to take note that this is not shaded, Now the question wants us to find the total area of the shaded parts. I am not going to go into the details like how to, what are the formulas to use because I believe at this stage, you should know already, right? Now all I want to do is to show you how am I going to shift. Okay, how am I going to shift? Or how am I going to cut? Or what am I going to see? Am I finding the rugby ball? Am I finding a boomerang? What am I finding? Now, when I look at a question like this, right, what I want to do is I like to consolidate. The meaning of consolidate means to group, to put them together into a shape that you know. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to say this again and again and again, that these are not supposed to be here. Hey, so this is the power of tech. Can you see? Hey, I've removed the parts that are wrongly printed. Okay, can you all see it? Now, so what happens is this, right? I want you to understand that I am going to just shift these two up. Okay, I'm going to shift this up here and I'm going to shift this up here. Why am I doing that? Because when I do that, what happens is that I have grouped all of them up together into a shape that I know. Agree? So all I need to do to find the area of the shaded part is I'm going to find the area of these two square combined together. Agree? Minus away, obviously minus away the semicircle. Can you see the semicircle? And then I'm going to minus away the semicircle again. Agree so far? So task number one done. Understand? Now, so what I will get is basically I will get whatever that is over here. Can you see that? Can you see whatever that is over here? I will get it, okay? In fact, what I would say, I will just shade this. I will shade this as well. Do you agree so far? Okay, now then what I'm left with is really just this one. Okay, I'm just going to use green. Whatever that I'm going to remove, I'll use pink color, okay? Okay, can you see this one? This horn-looking shape. Agree so far? Okay, this horn-looking shape. So I want to find the area of the horn-looking shape, which is also very easy, isn't it? All I need to do is to use the quadrant. Can you all see the quadrant? If I may zoom in, can you see the quadrant? Can you see the quadrant? Minus away the semicircle. So whatever I'm going to remove, I'm going to use pink or maybe even red, okay? So this is the one that I'm going to remove. Am I making sense here? So this is the part that I am going to remove. This is the part that I'm going to remove. Make sense? Make sense? So I find the quadrant, then I'll remove away this. Okay, so what have I removed in total? I will remove this, I'll remove this, I'll remove this, I'll remove this, and that is actually one circle. True? Or you can find 4 semicircle, it's okay. Do you understand? Then you add up all of the area, and that's how you will get to the answer. Now, so when you are solving questions like this, this is what we call an overlapping question. Do you understand what I'm saying or not? Okay, so when I am solving questions like this, right, what I want to do, okay, since it is overlapping, how do I know that? Because of the word overlapping. Do you agree so far? Do you agree so far? Now, so what I want to do is I want to see, right, whether if I can shift it or what. So your job, because you see, this is outside. Can you see this outside? And these are what we call a rugby ball. Do you agree so far? Do you agree so far? Now, so what I can do is I can really just shift it here instead. Remember just now? Or in fact, if you are watching this right now, you remember what I've said, right? I said what? To consolidate. To consolidate means to group. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to make, draw properly. Okay, I'm just going to draw like that. I will draw a square. Can you all see a square? Can you see a square now? What does it mean? It means that I can shift this up into here. Do you agree so far? All right, so when I do that, okay, I'm just going to shift. Okay, and then I'll shade. And I can also shade this. Agree so far? All right, so I have 2 rugby balls. So you can see that this is another rugby. Agree so far? So this goes, sorry, I apologize for the arrow. It should go all the way up. Can see? Now, the moment you have this, right, the moment you are able to group them together, right, it's easy really. Why? Because I have a quadrant. Which one am I going to remove? I'm going to highlight the one that I'm going to remove in red. Can you all see? The one that I'm going to remove? Can see or cannot see? Can see, yeah? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to remove what? I'm going to remove this square over here. Can you see that? I'm going to remove this square over here. So, of course, minus from what? Agree or not? So I'm just going to highlight for you to see the quadrant. Can you all see the quadrant? Can you all see the quadrant? All right, so the quadrant, I remove away the square, I will be able to get to my shaded part. Agree so far? Okay, and that's how you would do a question like this. Same thing, I'm not going to go into the details. I am just going to show you how I'm going to shift. Okay, now when you see something like this, right, what happens is this, right? You want to consolidate. Oh, if you say consolidate 3 times, consolidate. Consolidate means to group, right? Now look at this, weird looking shape, right or not? So what I want to do is I want to shift this up to here. Do you agree so far? And when I do that, please, okay, during exam, you must use a pencil. Do you understand? So we are going to shade this over here. Now, when I do that, what happens? I can see that this is a quadrant, correct? So all I need to do is to find the quadrant. Agree or disagree? Okay, of course, you need to know the measurements. That one I leave it to you to find. Okay, can over here they say AOB. That means the whole thing is 28, correct? Half it. Always focus on what is my radius. Understand? 28 divide, you get 14 over here, right? Then they say the diameter of the big circle is 8 cm longer than the small circle. Okay, use that to help you to find the radius. Understand? Okay. Of course, I will not again go into the details. Now, we know the radius of each quarter circle is 8 cm. Okay, if this is 8 cm, we want to quickly write down this is 8, this is 8, this is 8, and then definitely this is 8. Agree so far? So we know that the radius is actually 8 cm, correct or not? But this is only for the, what is this for? This is for the quarter circle. Am I making sense here? This is for the quarter circle. Now, but for the big circle, for the big circle, all right, for the big circle, the radius is actually how much? 8 times 3 divided by 2. Am I making sense here? All right, why times 3? Because I want to find the diameter, right? So I divide by 2 and I will get to 12 cm over here. Agree or disagree? Okay, so what is 12 cm? 12 cm is, the whole thing is 24, right? 12 cm stops right in the middle. Am I making sense here? Now, they say they want you to find the area of the shaded part, okay, which again is not a rugby, is not a boomerang, correct? But what I can do is, of course, this, right, is to find, okay, the whole one part first, or in fact, you can just find the area of the whole circle minus away of this small little quadrant. Understand? Everyone, so today we are looking at this question. Now, as you can see over here, this sounds like a complicated question, but I promise you, after this video, you will have clarity. And I want to give you that. Okay, if you don't have clarity, then you can unlike lah. Now, 6 identical rectangular boxes can be stored in a cupboard 1.5 meters high. Immediately note that this is 1.5. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right. Now, so if I know that this is 1.5, isn't it true that whatever that is over here is 0.75? 0.75. Correct or not? Or maybe, in fact, I can just remove this. Okay, I can just remind myself that this is the length, this is the length. All right. Do you agree that these are all the length? Yes. Now, they say, I arrange it in such a way, and I got to figure A, which is this one. And then for figure B, I arrange again, I get to figure B. True? I arrange the rectangular boxes and I get to that, okay? Now, do not assume that figure B is a square, or do not assume that figure A is a square. You understand what I'm saying? The cupboard is not a square. I have to say that. I still don't know, okay? Now, so what happens here, right, is that we are trying to find out, right, the width. Which is the width? The width is actually this one over here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, now, so my job, right, is to, if I want to find the width, right, I, as much as possible, find all of the measurements, can? Okay, so over here, we know this is what? 0.75. You all agree so far? Over here, I know that this is what? 0.75 as well. Does that make sense? Okay, isn't this also 0.75? You see, as you write, you gain more clarity. Correct or not? My mentor told me, clarity comes from the expression of ideas. You express your ideas that you get when you're reading this question, right? You must write it out. Okay, now, so this is the breadth. Am I making sense? Can you all see it? Okay, I don't know what is it. How many breadths do I have over here? 1, 2, and finally we have 3. Correct or not? Now, isn't it true that whatever that is over here is actually equals to whatever that is over here? Make sense? So in math, it is all about balancing things. You understand what I'm saying or not? If the blue is equals to the green, then what I want to do is I want to balance it. You agree so far? Now, so what I have is on my left-hand side, which is from figure A, right, is 3 breadth is equals to 30 cm. Am I making sense? Okay, and on my right-hand side, which is the green color part, okay, it is actually 1 breadth plus, oh, this is 0.75 meters. Can I change this to cm? 0.75 times 100. I tell you, if you mess up this part, right, then your answers are wrong. So you got to be very careful when it comes to conversion. Okay, for those of you who don't understand, right, try to write out first. 1 meter equals to 100 centimeters. Am I making sense here? All right, so this is plus 75 cm, then this is plus 13 cm. Does that make sense to you? Yes, okay, so now once you're done with this, right, what you want to do is same family seat together. True? All right, so 3 breadth plus 30 cm first. Okay, in fact, I wouldn't want to do same family seat together. I just want to make sure I add this up together first. Can I do that? this becomes 88 centimeters. Does that make sense to you? Now, of course, you want to bring breadth over, correct or not? Then I want to bring 30 over, correct? Now, this is something that a lot of you, when you first learn, you will struggle with. 30 cm, when I bring over, it should be minus because 30 cm is positive. Then one breadth, when I bring over, it should be minus. Why? Because one breadth is positive. Understand? So I will get 2 breadth is equals to 88 cm minus away 30 cm. Does that make sense to you? All right, so 2 breadth is actually equals to 88 minus away 30, and I'll get to 58 centimeters. Does that make sense to you? Okay, so we will quickly find 1 breadth. Okay, 58 divided by 2, we get to 29 cm. Does that make sense to you? All right, so what is 29? This is 29. You all agree so far? Okay, so perfect. So over here, we know this is 29, this is 29, this is 29, this is 29, isn't it? The whole thing over here is how much? The whole thing over here is how much? Remember just now we learned that it's 1.5 meters, right? So 1.5 meters, isn't that equals to 150 centimeters? Understand? So can you find the width? 100%, correct or not? So for me to find the width, let me just maybe write it over here. I have no space already. Width is just simply just 150. I minus away 29, 29, 29, 29. Understand? So 150 minus away 29 times 4. Okay, so I will get to 150 minus away 29 times 4. Punch your calculator. You get to 34 centimeters, and that is the width of the gap. Now, did they tell you or ask you to convert that into meters? No, they did not. So you can leave it as such. Understand what I'm saying? Okay, so this is 34 cm. Oh, so in part B, right, they are asking us for the width of the cupboard. Okay, for the width of the cupboard is basically, this is the cupboard. Can you all see this is the cupboard? So the width of the cupboard is basically here. So, well, I think it's pretty simple, right? All you need to do is really just understand, okay, because you know, right, that this part itself is 29 cm. Agree so far? All right, this is 29, this is 29, this is 29, and then this is 30, correct? So just add everything up together. So 29 plus 29 plus 29 plus 30. We'll get to 117 centimeters. So to find meters, right, I just have to divide by 100. When I divide by 100, division means it becomes smaller. Understand so far? 1, 2. Therefore, your answer will be 1.17 meters. And this is my answer for part B. Everyone, today we are looking at a question like this. Now, as you can see over here, it says that the figure below is made up of a square, a quarter circle, and a semicircle. The area of the square is 196. The moment you see this, you want to quickly find the length of the square. Agree so far? All right, so length of the square will then definitely be square root 196. Agree? So then we get to 14. Does that make sense? Okay, so we have 14 over here, we have 14 over here, we have 14 over here, we have 14 over here. True? Now, they want us to find area of the shaded parts. Now, these two shapes, right? Our job is to consolidate, is to group things up, is to pull things together. You understand what I'm saying? To put them together. So what I can see is that this part over here, okay, can you see this part? Right, the moment I do this, what I can do is quickly move what? Move this over to this side. So I am going to move it over to this side. Isn't that true? Right, so the moment I do that, right, what I can do next, okay, is to find the area of the quadrant. Okay, my job is this. I'm going to remove these parts. I'm going to highlight it in red. Okay, I'm going to remove these. I'm going to remove away this one over here. I'm going to remove this away. All right, okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to find out the quadrant. So I'm going to highlight for you to see. I'm going to find out the quadrant. Okay, so for the quadrant, it's actually everything over here. Can you see that? Okay, so I am going to find area of quadrant, and area of quadrant is basically 1 over 4 pi r squared. So 1 over 4 times 14 to the power of 2. What's my pi? My pi, as you can see over here, is 3.14. So my answer for this will be 153.86 centimeters squared. Correct or not? Now, but that is the area of the whole green color part. Agree? Now, did you see that this quadrant, follow my cursor, can you see this quadrant? Is actually split into half. Make sense? So what I want to do is I want to quickly go and find the area of the sector. Okay, so area of the sector, how do I do that? I just have to do 153.86 divided by 2. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to write out 153.86 divided by 2, and I'll get to 76.93 centimeters squared. What exactly is 76.93 centimeters squared? It is actually this one over here. Can you follow my cursor? Can you follow my cursor? So what did I say just now? I'm going to use this one over here minus away this triangle. Do you agree so far? Now then, of course, you're wondering, right? Okay, to find area of the triangle, that means I have to do half times base times height. True? Yes, you're right. Okay, so the area of the triangle would then be half times, what is my base? My base is 14. What is my height? My height is 7. All right, so my height is 7. So we will have to do half times 14 times 7, and we will get to 49. You all agree so far? So what I'm going to do next, all right, is to use the sector. Can you see the sector over here? This is the sector, minus away this. Okay, this is 49. So therefore, 76.93 minus away 49. What am I finding? I'm finding the shaded part, okay? I'm just speeding up. So all of this short form, hope you don't mind. All right, but for those of you who are watching, please make sure it is in full form. Okay, so therefore my answer for this question has to be 27.93. Everyone, today we are looking at a question like this. Okay, so I am not going to find A, okay, because area of the semicircle, I believe all of you can do that. Okay, what I'm going to do is to really do B, because B is the one that is a little trickier, right? Or in fact, a lot trickier. Okay, now, before I go on, right, I just wanted to let you know, right, that this is Y and this is X. Okay, I know there is a printing error, so that's the reason why a lot of people cannot see, right? Now, every time, okay, I'm gonna link another video that is similar to this at the end of this video, okay, so you can go and watch that as well. Now, Y and X, okay, they want us to find the difference. The difference of Y and X, that means to say X minus Y. Am I making sense here? It means X minus Y. So what I want to do first is, of course, find out whatever I can find first. Let's call this Z, okay? Let's call this Z, let's call this A. I see whether if I need them, okay? So since they're all here, I'm just going to look at square AFD. AF, where's my A, B, C, D? Okay, what's this? F, this is... There's no alphabet over there. Okay, but anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the measurements. Okay, so this is 8 cm. This is 8 cm, correct? Now, what I'm going to do first is I saw a boomerang. Where is the boomerang? Let me just highlight it in green for you to see. Okay, this is my boomerang. Can you all see this is my boomerang? Can you see that? Okay, so I'm going to find the boomerang first. The boomerang, okay, is basically Z plus Y is equals to my boomerang. Am I making sense here? Okay, this is my boomerang. True? So to find my boomerang, I have to find the square first. So area of the square. All right. Then after that, what do? Find area of the square. We go 8 times 8. We get to 64 centimeters squared. Agree so far? Now, area of the square. And then after that, I'm going to minus away the quadrant. Can you see the red color part that I've just highlighted? Whatever I highlight in red or pink, it means that I'm going to remove, okay? So I'm going to find the quadrant. So for the quadrant itself, right, we'll just do 1/4 times pi r squared, so 8 to the power of 2 times 3.14. We know that the quadrant is 50.24, okay? Now, so if I have that already, I can find Z plus Y. Finally, I know that Z plus Y is 64 minus 50.24. Okay, 64 minus 50.24, we will get to an answer of 13.76. Okay, this is just for the boomerang. Am I making sense here? Now, okay, amazing. Z plus Y I have. Now, another thing I can find, right, is Z plus X. Okay, I'm not doing A, by the way, guys. I'm doing B, but I don't want to scroll down because I want you all to see the diagram, okay? Z plus X. Z plus X is actually, can you see that this is a triangle, isn't it? So what I want to do next, right, is to ask myself, okay, can I use repeated identity to help me to solve? What do I mean? What do I mean? Okay, let me write out for you to see, okay? Since Z plus Y is actually equals to 13.76, okay, do you agree that Z plus X is actually equals to 64? Do you agree that Z plus X is equals to 64? All right, now if you're wondering why is it 64, because Z plus X is basically everything that I'm going to highlight in green, in blue right now. This is Z plus X. You understand so far? Okay, so that is the area of a triangle. How to get 64? You just have to do half times 16 times 8, right? Okay, and that you will get to 64. Now, you can see over here, right? Z and Z, they are the same. So we are going to cancel Z. Make sense? Oh, so from here itself, we know already, right? X minus Y. Why is it X minus Y, not Y minus X? Because X is bigger. Is equals to 64 minus 13.76. So X minus Y is actually equals to 50.24. Therefore, my answer for part B has to be 50.24 because the difference means minus, right? So what they want us to find is basically this. Okay, so I hope this video gives you the clarity that you need to solve a question like this.